together. The early church spent time together. The early church ate meals together. They looked out for one another. They sought the goodwill for all the people. That's the model for the church not long after Jesus lived on earth. It was and is a model for the church to try to emulate. But of course, it's a little more complicated than that. In the early church, things didn't last the together way. People got tired of being so together. Some folks wanted more than they needed. People didn't always agree about what should be done. Greed and jealousy set in. Radio and TV commentators started calling them communists. Okay, maybe not that last part. The way the early church worked, it is a model today for the church to try to emulate. It's not necessarily the only way that church can be, and it wasn't a model for all society back then to follow. It wasn't some rebellious way to tell the world that they were wrong and they had to get with the program or else their lives would be bad. It was just a way the early church worked for a little while. And nowadays, I know that church is more complicated. We have buildings. We have bills. We have nonprofit incorporation papers. We have capital campaigns. We have outreach programs. We have salaried employees. We have community events to participate in. We have fundraisers. Oh, and just like in the early church, sometimes we desire more than we need. We have disagreements. We have greed and jealousy. We don't have the radio and TV stuff really, but now we have social media trolling. But none of that disqualifies us from being the church together. None of that disqualifies us from focusing on some very basic things together. None of that disqualified, can't even say that anymore, from continuing to follow God's two rules, to love God and to love one another. And as we do that, we have some specific things that we can devote ourselves to, like spending time together, worshiping together, and celebrating our call to be Jesus' followers, sharing meals together. We are really good at that. We make great meals. We have great conversations and friendship building when we eat together, whether it's a full meal or donuts and coffee after the service. We do that. Also, looking out for one another. This one's sometimes a little harder, but not really. It's noticing when folks are really happy or down in the dumps. It's also calling a friend to thank them for all they do. Helping someone with yard work. Reaching out to a neighbor in need. Showing genuine kindness toward all of God's children, who are all. And then there's seeking the goodwill of all the people. That one might be the hardest. It's easy to help friends out, right? It's easy to call a friend or to rake a neighbor's leaves when they're nice to you. But it's really hard to seek goodwill for all the people. In our cities and in our towns, we have people that we just don't like. There are people we disagree with, and sometimes significantly. There are greedy people. There are people that you're jealous of, or people who have been hostilely jealous toward you. There are people you need to be away from because their presence seems to be just toxic to you. And maybe to everyone else. There are people who dare to have different politics than you or I do. And I'm not saying that you should go and make friends with everyone that you don't like or don't want to be around or shouldn't be around. I'm saying that you, me, we all should seek the goodwill of everyone, including those people that you're thinking of that, no, I don't want to seek the goodwill for them. But what about people who want to harm others? Should I seek their goodwill? Look, seeking goodwill isn't about wanting someone to cause harm or to harm someone else, but it also isn't about wishing harm on someone else. It is about genuinely wishing good things for all. Good things that aren't about harm. And good things aren't about harm. They're about good things. And I know that there are huge things in the world, too big for us to fix. There's escalating violence everywhere. And none of us are going to turn the entire world into a perfect place. But we can devote ourselves to a model that can make it better. I know we'll mess up. That's what we do so well. Humankind is great at messing up. But God has a way of making it right anyway. God never gives up. God never loses hope. God never stops loving all of creation. Welcoming the stranger as native born is part of our faith tradition. Too often, though, instead of welcoming all, we put a limit. We act to exclude. Immigrants among us are rejected, treated as outcasts, and placed on the margins of society. Coming up this Friday, May 1st, it's May Day, International Labor Day. Let's not be the ones who exclude. Let's be part of growing the movement for social justice and by offering a prophetic voice to welcome and work together with immigrants, refugees, and all people, no matter who they are or where they are on life's journey. Let's create space to listen to those who are traditionally marginalized. And let's continue to offer transformational hospitality as we thrive and work to continue building a welcoming community. God still knows that the best way to live is to love God and to love everyone. And we still have great examples of what that looks like. Spending time together, sharing meals together, looking out for one another, and seeking goodwill of not some of the people, seeking goodwill of all the people. So this week, this month, tomorrow, today, let's do that. Let's continue or initiate sharing. I have heard from a few people at Peace Memorial Church, why don't we, and the specific thing, why don't we have a food pantry here? Now, I recognize there are other food pantries that we give to, and there's the Orland Food Pantry, but they said, well, what about people who slip through the cracks? Couldn't we do something about that? And there was the idea, what if we had one of those little food pantries set up here? And I don't know all the logistics about doing that, but we probably could figure out how to do that, and we could stock it. We wouldn't have to staff it all the time. And would it cause problems? I don't know. We have a garden. We have all of this space here, and for the most part, it's not problematic. It's all good. What if we had a little food pantry out there, I don't know where? We've got a big parking lot somewhere out here that people who are slipping through the cracks and don't have enough could come and get a little bit. Let's continue or initiate sharing. Food, money, household items. What can you think of? Let's pay attention to what we can do together. Let's pay attention as a congregation, as people, as community, to all that we have in common. Can I get an amen? Amen.